while back was an alcoholic. Had a mental breakdown like a year ago. Came close to put me in a coffin. Damn.
Y'all already know Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. Back with Locked Up in Philly at 19, part 3. Before we start, make sure you watch part 1 and part 2, or none of this is going to make any sense. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't like, hit the bell. You know, all the things that make YouTube what it is. So when I left off, man, I was telling y'all, the guards come in, they rush, they get me up out of there. Dude ain't waking up. I'm convinced this motherfucker might be dead, just laying there. They drag my ass to the hole. The one thing about prison is anything that happens in prison, we call it prison.com, inmate.com, whatever. Word travels fast. Here I am in the hole, waiting to hear something from these guards about what's going on, you know. Come hand me my charges, let me know if dude, you know, is okay, whatever. Which, to be honest, I was so angry at first, I didn't care. But as I'm sitting in the hole thinking about it, I'm like, damn, I don't want no extra time. I just want to get out. So I don't see no guards. Don't no guards show up. I don't hear nothing from the guards. But what I do start hearing is a dude that's up above me in the hole yelling down to the dude in the cell next to me. And when I'm telling you word travels fast, word travels fast. So dude's yelling down. He's like, yo, they just put a white boy in the cell next to you. And dude don't answer at first. I guess he's asleep or doing something else. So dude keeps yelling. Dude don't answer. I'm hearing this shit now, right? So I'm just waiting. 2 hours later, it's probably, I don't know, it's later in the night now. Dude yells down again. And I can tell it's a Muslim dude by the way he's addressing the dude downstairs, by the name he's calling. Like a typical Muslim name he was yelling out. So he yells down at dude. Dude yells back up. Yo, he tells him, you got a white boy in the cell next to you. And he's like, I don't know, man, I've been asleep. He's like, yo, yell over there and ask the white boy if his name is Jay. And is he from Virginia? So dude's like, all right, I'm already standing at the door listening to this. So before dude can get started, I yell up. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. What's up, man? He's like, you the one that snuck Ak. I said, I'm the one that snuck Ak. I said, your fucking homeboy thought it would be cool to hit me with some shit while I was asleep. So yeah, I fucked your homeboy up. He's like, well, we're going to get at you, we know you, we know who you are, we know what you look like. You know, you might as well stay in the hole. You can't move around here. Like, we going to get you. So, of course, I'm snapping on dude, you know what I mean? Screaming upstairs, fuck you talking behind the door. When you see me, pussy. Like, let's get it, let's run it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be in here forever. And so we argue, man, for a while. And I tell dude, I'm like, look, man, I'm not with this. You know what I mean? I've already done too much of this yelling from behind the door. I'm not going to do it, man. You'll see me. He's like, well, I know what you look like, but you know, it's a lot of us. You don't know what we look like. I'm like, it's whatever, man. It's going to be what it's going to be. Ain't no time to be scared, man. We just going to thump when we see each other. So that night, everything dies down. He's still talking a little shit here and there, but I'm not doing it no more. You know what I mean? I'm not going to keep going back and forth to the door. That's not gangster, man. Talking with 2 locked doors, you know what I mean? Screaming back and forth, that's not gangster. So the next morning, man, bright and early, they bring chow through. I eat chow, I eat my tray and shit. They come back, collect the tray. And sure enough, I hear the doors pop. I look out, and here comes the COs. Come over to my door, and they tell me, well, I guess we got good news, even though we know it's bullshit. I'm like, what's up? They're like, Ak woke up, and when he's in the infirmary, he said that you weren't the one that attacked him. He's like, now we know he's lying because we got about 15 other Muslims saying they watched you physically assault him. But Ak is saying no, that he came in the cell. There was another dude he had beef with in the pod. They got into it, but he wouldn't tell us who it was. So if he won't say that you did it, there's nothing we can do. You're going back to population. I said, cool, can you put me back in the pod I was in? He was like, absolutely not, you know. And I guess they did that because of all the Muslims in there that wanted to get at me. So they moved me all the way across, man. I mean, I go from where I'm at all the way down the end of the hall to another whole section of the building. I think I was on like B23 upstairs on B side. And everything is cool when I get in there. Once again, the Puerto Ricans, you know, they flock up. Dominicans flock up. They're thinking I'm Rican, not Rican, you know what I mean? I tell them that. Pretty much the same process. This time they put me in a cell with a dude. I don't remember the dude's name. I wasn't in there long. So we fast forward, man. We go forward about, I'd say probably a month, man. And I was mentally thinking about, you know, repenting, talking to God, whatnot. I said, I'm going to go to church tonight, just see if I feel anything. And if not, I won't do it again. So I'm on my way to church. I never even make it to church, man. I'm going down this hallway. And the way the hallway's set up, it's a long corridor. And it breaks off to A unit, then you go way down, it breaks off to B unit, you go way down, it breaks off to C unit, and then that opens up to 4 pods, and then you go upstairs and that opens up to 4 pods. It's a lot of units. So you got to go all the way to the end past D, make a right, and that's where the church services is. So I've got about 150, 200 feet of this long hallway to walk down. And there's only like maybe 15 dudes in line with me. We're walking as a CO in the front. And when you get to the front of each unit, there's a control booth sitting there. It's higher up, and there's a guard in there watching the hallway and watching who's going down the hallway to that unit. So as we're coming down the hallway, I'm like the 3rd person from the guard. It's just how they put us in line. I notice it's almost like your spider senses get to tingling. You know when something is about to happen. You can tell when what's about to happen isn't aimed at you. You can also tell when what's about to happen involves you. You can feel it in your stomach. You can catch it in dudes' eyes and their demeanors and the people around you. You know. So I see these 3 Puerto Rican dudes in line, and they're coming back from service and they're passing me, and I'm going this way and they're coming this way. We're on one side of the hall, they're on the other side of the hall, and the first dude that I see, I make eye contact with, he messes up because he turns around and he says something to the dude behind him, and the officer tells him, "Shut up, we'll be talking in line." And the dude behind him turns around and says something to the other Puerto Rican behind him. Now I've caught all 3 of them making eye contact with me. I don't feel like they're making eye contact with anybody else. I know it's going down. Don't know what it's behind, but you know it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Soon as we get to passing each other, the second dude kind of falls off some to the behind the first dude, which was a little bit bigger than him, and I can't really see him, but I can see the first dude and the 3rd dude. As soon as we pass, the first dude runs up and swings on me. I dip it and I push him because there's too many people, so I need to create distance. You know what I mean? Rule number 1 when fighting more than one person is create distance. You don't want them to get up on you because they're gonna smash you. You gotta try to control the fight by keeping distance from them, so you can try to, you know what I mean, handle whatever comes your way. As soon as I push off of him and I step back and I cock back in a swing position to try to rock off on whoever's in arm reach, the second dude comes up and swings this long ass dirty sock with these bars of soap in it. And that shit comes, passes me, I dip back, and then I unrelax and come forward. When he does, he whips that bitch back and it catches me in my rib. Now this is the part of the story where I like to say that I took it like a champ and rumbled and was doing this and doing that. Not the case. If you've ever had your ribs broke, and I mean not fractured, broke, there is no more fight. The fight is over. As soon as my ribs, crack, I'm done. You know what I mean? I drop, I fold up, and all I can do is turtle shell. Turtle shell is when you just, like a turtle pulls his head in the shell. All I can do is pull my arms up and try to protect my face, man. Keep them low somewhat, try to protect the rest of my ribs. But the main thing is protect my face. I don't want my teeth kicked out. I don't want a straw hole where I can drink sodas the rest of my life without opening my mouth. And dudes just go in on me. The guard, they're not allowed. I've told you this before. They got to move in numbers of 2. It's got to be 2 guards for them to address something. 1 guard cannot run up and do anything. They will get fired. It's against protocol. Guards have been hurt. I've seen guards get hurt. So the guard is radioing, and you got a guard in the booth right there watching, and she's yelling, and these dudes are just smashing me. I mean, they crashed me. There was nothing I could do. It was just full-on beat-down mode. But most of it was sustained to like my body, the top of my head, the sides of my neck and shit, and shoulders and just back. I didn't let them get to my face. Guards come in, boom, break us up, pull the dudes back. I get up and I tell them, y'all a bunch of bitches, y'all jump me, pussy this, and all types of vulgar stuff starts coming out of my mouth. Back to the hole I go. I don't even go back to my cell. They take me from there straight to the hole. Change me out, boom, I'm back in the hole. They take the 3 dudes, boom, throw it through different, different cells in the hole. So I'm waiting again. I'm like, damn, back in the hole. And another dude that's in the pod had seen me leave about a week before. I was like, damn, the white boy catching wreck. You know what I mean? Back already. And the Muslim dude is still in the hole. So they yelling up to him, telling him, yo, dude, back, man, he back. Like, I told y'all they get at you. I told you they get at you. Yeah, they got at you, huh? Beat that ass, huh? So I'm not saying anything. I mean, I'm kind of messed up. I'm not trying to argue. I just told you we do what we had to do and we did. So I get word, man. I travel. They come, the guards come. They tell me, look, we're not putting no charges on you. The guards said that you were defending yourself. It was 3-on-1. They watched it. We got it on camera. You didn't instigate it. You didn't start it. You know, you lost. So they're going to be charged. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to press no charges, man. I ain't trying to see nobody locked up. I don't know what happened. You ain't got an option in the matter. They saw it. We have it on camera. We're doing the charging. I'm like, well, I didn't see nothing, man. I just closed my eyes. I don't know who it was. You know what I mean? Because you don't tell them nobody. No matter what, even if they got you on camera, you don't admit to nothing. We don't fuck with the law. So they let me out. This time they sent me back to my same pod. I came out the hole the same day that I went in because their investigation didn't take long to see I hadn't done anything. I go to my, back to my cell, and my celler's like, damn, what happened to you? I'm like, man, and I tell him what happened. So I'd say a good week passes by, and I get word, man, from somebody. Somebody comes to me and gives me a note, and the note is from the dude, and you're not gonna believe this. Remember I told you in part 1 that I got into it with the dude Mike Baker in the back of the car over him trying to say, oh, I told on him, I told the police where he was hiding, and I didn't even know what this nut ass dude was. So I get a kite from him. Mike is the one that sent the dudes at me. Like, sent them at me. The Puerto Rican dudes. It wasn't nothing to do with the Muslims. Mike sent his homeboys that was from West Philly at me. They had been going to church services, going here, going there, walking around with weapons trying to catch me. He told them some of the tattoos I had, what I look like, and so I'm pretty distinguishable, you know what I mean? I stand out. I don't look like a lot of these dudes. I look more weathered. I don't look like your average, just soft-ass white dude in there. And so I'm like, okay. I never got to get back on Mike, man. Mike ended up shooting a dude in the face behind a Wawa in Southwest Philly for an ounce of coke, and is currently serving a whole lot of time. You can pull his name up. Michael Baker shoots man in face, Philadelphia, and you'll see the case. So we're going to have to fast forward, man. There's a lot I'm going to have to leave out, but I'm going to have to fast forward so this don't become a part 10 video. So I go see this dude, man, and I can't remember his name, but he had one of them weird Italian made-up names, so I'm just going to call him Fat Joey. Fat Joey's supposed to be able to get detainers lifted. A detainer's when you're locked up and you have a bond, but you can't get out because they put a detainer on you. It means even if you make bond, you got to get this detainer up off you. So somebody gives me this dude named Fat Joey's number, and I go see Fat Joey. Fat Joey tells me, I can't, ain't nothing I can do with it. You're a fugitive of justice. You got warrants out of Virginia. Okay, cool. I'm in here for the long haul. First court proceeding, nothing happens. My people done paid the guy that we messed up on the streets not to come to court. He doesn't come. Fast forward a month and a half, we go to court. Dude doesn't show up again. I'm thinking, great, they're going to let me out today. It's twice this man ain't showing up. Nobody going to keep me. Now, Philly. Third time we go to court. Now we're coming up on about 6 months I've been in here. I go in front of the judge. Officers tell him we think, dude's hiding. He may be responsible for why the guy's not coming to court. We had a statement from him. Everything from that night, it don't make sense why the guy's not coming. We've been locating, we've been on the streets. So the judge said, well, if he's not willing to press charges to come to court, what can I really do? They were like, we're asking for a continuance until we find, the victim. And so we go for a recess. My lawyer tells me they're offering you time served and probation. Take the felony robbery charge, take the felony malicious wounding. There was like 3 or 4 other petty charges. Take the convictions, you get out today. What? Give it to me. I'm already a convicted felon. I didn't know that these points would jack my points so high up there. When I caught the robber that sent me away for 10 years, that was the reason I went away that long, because my points were so high from that first robbery. So they take me back to the jail, and this is so crazy. I'm in the front holding room, man, at CFCF, where you come in, and this is like a little area. Everybody goes in, and you walk straight forward, go through the doors, and go down the corridors to your tiers. I'm in the front, and dude has got these pills. Dude just came from court. Now, so that means he came from the streets and got locked up. And he's like, damn, man, I'm going to get tore off with these joints. And he's giving them out. And another dude is like, man, these shits fuck you up. And he pops it. Dude's like, yo, you want one? And I was like, shit, why not? You know what I mean? I take the pill. Now, I'm sitting there, and this takes about 4 hours before we get out of the cell and go back to our tier, our pods. And in about 30 minutes, I'm slumped. Like drool, like slumped. To this day, I don't know what this dude gave me, but that shit messed me up. Now, this is the bad part. They come in and start taking handcuffs off people so they can send you back. The guard puts his handcuff key in my handcuff, turns it, and the key breaks off in my cuff. So now I've got one cuff on one wrist, and the other wrist is uncuffed. So he tells me, you're gonna have to wait. I said, look, man, I'm tired. Like, I'm so messed up on this pill that, like, I can't even hold my head up. Everybody's messed up in the cell. I'm just, please let me go to my cell. I'll wear these shits. I don't even care. Click them both on one wrist. I'm cool with it. Y'all can deal with it tomorrow. Nah, you gotta wait. So they send everybody else forward. 2.5 hours passes. They gotta get security clearance for what they're about to do, all types of stuff. They come in with bolt cutters. Clip. They cut the damn handcuff off. Take me back to my pod. I go in. I lay right in my bed, pass out. Boom. I can hear them in my dreams saying, Williams, bag and bag, which means bag and bag. Bag your stuff up, take it to the front, you're going home. And they keep calling my name, and my study's like, Jay, they calling you. And I'm like, oh, leave me alone, man. I just go back to sleep. Finally, the guards show up my door, and they're like, get up, man. You're going home. I'm like, I can't get up. They're like, you're going to get up, and we're going to bring a piss test in here and hit you with some more charges. You might want to get up. Boom, I sit up, still groggy. 30 minutes later, I step out the front doors of CFCF with some bus tokens in my hand. Messed up. I'd have changed out. Got a state property fitted on, academics jeans, my cinnamon Timbs. I walk over, catch the bus, get on the Scepter, and I head back to Southwest. Well, as soon as I get there, my homeboy, Brian's dad tells me, same speech as always. We ain't doing this shit. You ain't gonna be causing no trouble. I'll mess you up. Alright, man. Alright, James. I don't want no problem, man. So, after about 4 days, my mom comes and gets me. You know what I mean? I'm done with Philly. I don't want to be here no more. I'll come back some other time. Every time I go to Philly, I get locked up. I got a whole bunch of locked up in Philly stories. I go back to Virginia, back in Amphill and Chesterfield, staying with my aunt. Working, painting, you know what I mean, doing the right thing. I'm out. I'm back in Virginia 3 days. And I wake up one morning, I go sit in the living room, sitting there tying my boots, smoking a cigarette, putting my hoodie on. It's cold outside. It's like September. And I hear a knock at the door. I don't address it because I don't expect it to be for me at 6:30 in the morning. And I had just, out of my peripheral, seen somebody walk by the window of the house. But we have, the paint company runs from the house, so it's nothing to see people walking outside, so I didn't think nothing of it. Guy comes to the door, he's like, yo, is Jay here? She's like, yeah, he's here. He's like, man, it's cold, can I step in? And she was like, yeah, come on in. She's thinking it's one of my homeboys. He's got a fade, he's got a hoodie on, Tim's, jeans, and all that. He steps in, as soon as I look up and we make eye contact, I said, fuck, man. Detective Zach Green reaches in his shirt, pulls out his badge. Fugitive Task Force, get on the ground. I lay down on the ground. They cuff me, take me up out of the house. The warrants I had in Virginia did not go away. So I was back to jail. So that's it, man. That's the end. Locked up in Philly at 19. Hope y'all like, man. And y'all already know, man. As always, to all my real ones, salute.
Little while back was an alcoholic. Had a mental breakdown like a year ago. Came close to put me in a coffin.